Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. I will be going over my normal schedule, which is as per usual, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Neo, Vertcoin, Manero, Omisego, Liske, Cardano, and IOTA. All of those in a more detailed technical analysis on TradingView in just a second. Other than that, if you're interested in monthly cryptocurrency buying opportunities, you can check out my premium content. I have a link to that in the description of this video. And I actually will be making a new buying opportunity for January pretty soon here, so it would be a good time to get the subscription. That way you'll be notified when I post it. And other than that, if you're interested in trading altcoins, you can check out Binance. I have a link to them in the description of this video. I wanted to get some feedback from you all. I've been thinking about maybe switching up the daily crypto update schedule. Now, I'm not going to do anything just yet because I want to really take in all the feedback, but I have a couple of questions for you. So the first thing is, would you like me to change this schedule to maybe the top 10 and just strictly the top 10? So if a coin leaves the top 10, I won't cover it. I'll cover whichever new one is in the top 10, or I could do that with the top 15. Let me know if that's something that might be better. Otherwise, I can also just keep the schedule that I have now. I can change the schedule that I have now. And just let me know what you think about that. If there's a better way to go about these daily crypto updates and maybe just cover the big gainers, big losers, something like that. I just want to be making sure that I provide you with what's best for all of you and what you guys want to see. So please let me know. And other than that, if there's any particular cryptocurrencies that you really want to see in these daily crypto updates, go ahead and leave a comment. Make sure you like any comments that you agree with, and that'll give me a good idea as well. I also will probably making a straw poll that you can vote on. That way I also get a very clear idea of what are the popular coins right now. Other than that, let's jump right into the daily market update, and we can see that the market is pretty strong today. Actually, a very nice recovery. This is something that I was expecting for the first week of January. We can see that Bitcoin is green, now above $17,000, and actually a lot of altcoins are bouncing from yesterday's drop, which is a very good sign because a lot of people started thinking that Bitcoin might gain a lot of steam and that altcoins were going to see some kind of collapse. Now, I still think that we're going to see altcoins drop a bit and Bitcoin regain a lot of strength, but for now, the market is very strong. It looks like money is coming back into the market and some pretty big movers here today. So some of the bigger cryptos are just moving up slightly, but Litecoin is one of the big ones that's up about 20%, basically back above $300 now, and kind of proved itself as still a very strong cryptocurrency, right? A lot of people thought that Litecoin was starting to die off, and it proved everyone wrong here. So still looking strong. Of course, the fact that it's listed on GDAX and Coinbase helps a lot with that, and I don't think it'll be leaving the top 10 ranking just yet. I think that it'll continue to stay pretty strong here in this area. Other than that, Stellar doing pretty good. We can see that Manero, Neo up around 10% here. Rayblock's pulling back a bit. Liske doing very well. It actually started bouncing even yesterday, I believe, so it's now above $30 again. Very interesting move there for Liske. Binance Coin, a lot of these exchange coins are actually doing really well here and are seeing a lot of value appreciation. So that's up 53%. And similarly, we have KUCOIN shares, another exchange coin, that's up 92%, right? Those are both now above $1 billion in market cap. And just going down the listing here, we have some other big movers. We've got Request Network up 40%, Power Ledger doing good, Substratum up 40%. And overall, a lot of these altcoins are actually seeing some pretty strong bounces. So let's get right into the technical analysis side of things. We can see that Bitcoin Cash is slowly but surely climbing back up. This is kind of what I predicted, more horizontal move upwards, because we do have some resistance right in front of it, which makes it hard to really break above this previous uptrend line just yet, right? So I think we're going to have to move a little bit more horizontally to get back to that $3,000 mark, but that should happen in due time here relatively quickly. And yeah, the middle band also creating some resistance there, as you can see. That's the brown line at $2,616. Still downtrending on the MACD. Looks like it may start to flatten out here and coming back up a little bit on the RSI. So sooner rather than later here, it should really start gaining back some traction and probably going to move back above $3,000. Let's go over towards Bitcoin now and take a look at how it's been acting. So Bitcoin obviously saw a very big bounce here recently, and it also put in a nice little short-term uptrend. We actually made our way back above the previous uptrend line, and we're holding that currently. We're also back above that $16,644 support level, which is both very good signs. And we do have the Bollinger Bands and the middle band, however, that are still downtrending. That's kind of creating some issues. You know, it is putting some downward pressure on the price, but for now, we're still holding strong. We got the crossover in the MACD after the big overextended downtrend. That's a very good sign there. We're now positive on the histogram and coming back up nicely on that RSI. So indicators look good here, and I think that we'll continue to see Bitcoin trend along this uptrend line. It may fall back if it sees some weakness, because this is a very steep uptrend line at the time being, and we have this upper Bollinger Band right here. So we could see it fall back into the channel, which is in between these two trend lines right here. But either way, we're going to move higher here, I believe, and it should come back and test $20,000. Probably going to break above it this time pretty soon here. I think within the next month we can see that happen. Let's go over towards Ethereum, which is once again acting strong. And we can see that we're now moving back towards the all-time high. Didn't manage to get there just yet. We put in a high of $1,009. Current all-time high is $1,015. But we are moving back above the upper Bollinger Band, currently finding support on that actually. We do have the previous uptrend line that may make things a little bit more complicated as far as moving up higher just yet. And what I mean by that is we're probably not going to see a massive spike, but we're just slowly but surely going to move higher here, and I'm probably going to get to $1,200 is the area that I'm looking at pretty quickly. As far as the MACD goes, still uptrending there nicely. Same thing on the histogram, RSI looking strong. No concerns on the indicators. The volume is dropping off a little bit, just something to pay attention to here if we get a reversal candlestick. But overall, I think that even if we do consolidate a bit, maybe pull back just a tad, we'll be slowly but surely moving higher nicely here for Ethereum. It's just been a very strong cryptocurrency, really nothing to worry about, I think, and all around one of the better cryptos out there, just for the fact that it's been so strong throughout the past 2-3 weeks, right? Let's go over towards Litecoin now, and we can see that got a very nice bounce, made its way right above $300, wasn't able to hold that this time around, but we did make our way back above the $267 support level and above the middle band at $270. That's the brown line right here. Both very good signs. Now we can see that we're probably going to get the crossover on the MACD. Histogram looking very strong, about to go positive, and nice bounce on that RSI. So indicators looking very good here. Once we get that crossover on the MACD, we'll see even more strength normally. And I think that we should be pretty quickly coming back towards $350 here for Litecoin. And then after that, we'll be back into our previous bullish range, right? Which is exactly what we want to see happen. And it is actually still pretty low right now. So, I mean, take that how you will. Of course, I'm not here to give financial advice, but that's just my opinion. Let's go over towards Ripple and see how it's been acting. I obviously made a call that it was going to drop a bit. It's actually looking decent right now, still holding up well. And just to clear things up, because when I make any type of bearish video, people think that I'm completely bearish on it and that I hate the cryptocurrency. That's not the case at all. I actually like Ripple. I'm just saying it did get a very overextended move, so don't be surprised if we see it pull back a bit. And I'm going to go ahead and draw a horizontal resistance level right over here near that $2.75 mark. I mean, you could adjust this a little bit, but basically between $2.70 and $2.75, there is some resistance there. That's something to pay attention to, I think, because we have some pretty long upper wicks, which means that buyers aren't able to really sustain those higher price levels just yet. And I would say if we move back above $2.75 and hold above that in the short term here, that'll be a very good sign and might avoid any bigger drop. But if we lose this short-term uptrend line, I would expect it to drop more, right? At least go down to $2, I would say. And as far as the indicators go, still looking strong on the MACD. Definitely took a little bit of a hit here on the RSI. It's now bouncing back above 80. And histogram moving lower. So still looking okay. Not really much to say though. And I would just pay more attention to the price action right now, because that's really what's going to indicate either the break above $2.75 or the break of the uptrend line will be the signs to look for in the next couple days. We're going to go over now to the next crypto, which is going to be NEO. And let's see how NEO has been doing. I believe it's now back above $100, right under $100, so $99.76. We did actually make our way all the way up to $109 today. Similar to Ripple, we do have some resistance over here at $104, and actually you could even put some resistance, a resistance line over here at just $100, of course. As far as the indicators go, still looking good on that MACD. Nice uptrend going there. We do have, however, these bearish divergences on both the RSI and the histogram, which could indicate that the price will drop. I think that it's actually looking pretty strong here, so I wouldn't count on that. I'm going to go ahead and put in a new short-term uptrend line. We need to update things here, and that would be more accurate for this short-term movement, which is pretty steep. We'll see if it's able to hold this. I think it definitely can. And overall, I mean, unless we lose some support levels, you know, move back below $84, it is actually looking pretty strong right now. It was looking not great just a day ago, but it really got a nice bounce. And now I think that we're going to see it move back above $100 and hopefully hold above that. If we see that it's not having any issues holding above $100, I think we'll just slowly but surely move higher along that $100 range. Let's go now towards Vertcoin. I believe I will be making my update video on Vertcoin today. It's still consolidating, basically, still consolidating in this symmetrical triangle formation, and I expect that to continue, right? It's going to continue to consolidate most likely in this formation until it either breaks towards the upside above $7.21, or it breaks towards the downside of the symmetrical triangle and loses the $6.35 support level and moves lower, right? That would probably push it all the way down to $4.85 and would definitely be a very bearish signal. As far as the MACD goes, it's trying to flatten out, trying to get a crossover, not able to just yet. Same thing on the histogram, and interesting sign actually is that we kind of broke above the downtrend line on the RSI. That could be an indicator that things might start looking back up for Vertcoin. Now, moving forward, we're going to go over towards our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be Manero, which I believe is actually regaining strength once again today. Nice bounce back above the middle band at $359. Currently making our way back towards that $400 mark. We actually tested that once today. And we're flattening out on the MACD. That's a good sign. Could mean that a crossover is coming in the next few days. Same thing more or less on the histogram and back above that 57 support level on the RSI. That's a very good sign. So the indicators are looking good here. And we got now some pretty decent pullback and consolidation over the past week. I think that it's ready to move back up here. I think that it may consolidate just a bit longer, right under $400, but overall, in probably the next week or two, we're going to see it break back above $400 and start moving higher back towards $440. There's some resistance there, and then back towards the all-time highs, right? I think privacy will continue to do well. We've seen that throughout the smaller coins, and Manero, of course, is still king in that category. Let's go over towards OmiseGO. Take a look at how it's been doing. So OmiseGO, nice bounce off the middle band, coming back up now, and still has that bearish divergence on both the RSI and MACD and histogram actually. That does usually mean that there is going to be a drop in the near future. Right now, it's still holding up. It does have quite a bit of resistance though. That's something to be aware of definitely here. And I'm going to go ahead and put in a horizontal resistance level over here at $20. Around $20, there's definitely pretty big one over there, and then I can go ahead and put in another one at around $19. Is also some pretty big resistance, and just overall with all the previous candlesticks, there's a lot of resistance between this $19 and $20 area. We also have the previous uptrend line, which is pretty steep. That's going to make things hard to move back up just yet. So slowly but surely, we should be able to move back above $20 and then more horizontally climb upper and higher into that range. For now, though, it's still in a little bit of a tricky area where we're definitely not out of the woods yet because the indicators aren't looking that strong. They're actually looking like they might cross over. So if we see that we're not able to move back above $20, we're probably going to at least consolidate in between $19 and $14.50. So I would say expect a breakout. And I mean, we could either expect a breakout, and if that doesn't happen, probably going to get some consolidation in this range here. Let's go over towards the next crypto, which is going to be Liske. And like I said at the beginning of this video, Liske has actually been doing really well here. Amazing candlestick, pushing it all the way back towards the highs here. Not just yet towards the all-time high at $33.35, but we can expect that maybe to happen in the next couple of days, right? If this is a full-on breakout that's going to continue. Now, we broke above the upper line of this channel. That was the previous uptrend line. Got a crossover pretty quickly here on the MACD. Very good sign. Same thing on the histogram, and back above the 70 line on the RSI. These are typical breakout signals, and I mean, you can see that with the candlestick, right? We broke back above the upper Bollinger Band, which is always kind of hard to sustain. We see that we have managed to scratch by several days after that happened, so that could be the same thing this time around. I think that we're going to see continued strength here for Liske over the next few days. Probably going to trade up along the upper Bollinger Band or up along this current uptrend line. So either way, I think that we're going to continue to move higher, but it's probably going to pull back at least towards this upper Bollinger Band. I think it's pretty quickly going to move towards $40 here, to be honest. Within the next 2 weeks, I can see that happening. And that would obviously be a pretty big move, but I definitely think it's possible. Let's go over towards Cardano now. And Cardano took a pretty big hit yesterday, went back towards the uptrend line. Now it's hanging right on that uptrend line with a doji candlestick, which is actually a good sign. That usually signifies a reversal. Now that should normally be confirmed after breaking the high of this current candlestick, which is 6,655 satoshis. That, I mean, normally you have to wait for confirmation. We are pretty steep here on this uptrend line, though. I mean, these are indecision candlesticks, which means it could really go either way officially, right? But based on the fact that we did have a pretty strong drop, there's a little bit higher of a chance that we see a bounce. But with that being said, we could also lose this uptrend line, probably break below the low here of 5,408 satoshis. I'll go ahead and put in that resistance level, support level right over there. And if we lose that, probably going to move back towards this middle band right here. So we'll just have to wait and see. We are topping off on the MACD, histogram moving lower, and lost the 70 line on the RSI. So indicators not looking great here for Cardano. Finally, we're going to go and take a look at what IOTA has been doing. And it looks like IOTA is back above the middle band, not able to get back above that $4 mark just yet, flattening out on the MACD and histogram. RSI slowly but surely moving back up. So we'll just have to wait and see here, get some confirmation of a break above $4 that holds. That'll put things back into a bullish perspective. Otherwise, we may continue to consolidate in between $4 and $3.42. I'm going to go ahead and put in a new short-term uptrend line that we have in the making here, which is actually a very good sign considering the fact that we're in a little bit of a consolidation period right now, and this could definitely help things move higher, is this uptrend line right now that I just drew. So if we're able to hold this, that probably means that we're going to move higher above $4, and then next stop is $4.75, right? With that being said, everyone, this is the end of the daily crypto update. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, everyone.